Hey everybody, what's going on? So this is the Unidentified Broke Bitch podcast. Welcome back. So it has been a hot minute. Honestly, it's been about 6 weeks since episode 2, and so much has really happened that I felt like now was the appropriate time to kind of come back and tell you all about all of the many changes that have happened in the past 6 weeks that I'm really excited about. So first things first is I am actually now able to finally budget. And I know that sounds crazy, but for a very, very long time, I have been in a temporary status situation with my job. So really what has been hindering my progress towards paying down all of these loans and debt. As you know, I think I have about like $30,000 worth of credit card debt. I think 10 of personal loans. Essentially, I have a shit ton of debt. And so being able to be in a position where you are almost sure, because you can never be sure, but almost sure that your employment will not be ending soon is, it makes for an ideal situation when you're trying to tackle debt. So for the past 6 weeks, I've really been trying to make some moves. And finally, I'm in a position where I'm at the point where I know that I will be able to at least maintain this specific contract that I'm working on for the next, I would say, about 6 months. And again, this is still like it, ebbing and flowing, but that was the conversation. And so that's in the works. And so I'm very, very confident, much more confident than I was that I'm not going to be unemployed in 30 days. So that is extremely helpful when I'm trying to plan. So now I can plan. So I'm very excited about that. You guys will get to know all of the many different ways I am making money. Some are a little bit unusual. Some involve feet pics. But we will get to that in a later episode. So this is just going to be an overview of what's been going on, for the past 6 weeks. That way everybody's oriented. And then we can, do a much more deep dive into my actual budget now that I actually can budget. So that has happened. A few other things that have happened are, one of them is me and my husband are actually finally on the same page about what accounts we're using, which account does what item or what function. For example, now we both have joint accounts, which we did not, which made everything so very difficult, especially when you have multiple streams of income coming in. You are constantly moving money around. I'm always having to ask him, hey, how much do you have here? Because maybe my money won't cover it. And so I'll need some of his, and it just, covering all the bills. It just gets a little bit complicated. So finally, we were able to get a joint bank account, and this joint bank account is going to be the bills account. So everything, subscriptions, we're talking like medical stuff, just anything that have a check written out for or some sort of a subscription. We're definitely 100% getting that. Like, we're on the same page. I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited. The second thing that we've really done is we got a brand new checking account, and this will serve as our spending money. I can't tell you how many times I am constantly like, wait, how much do I have left? Like, are we within budget? I know we spent this on this, and we're constantly adding things up. No, we're not doing this. We're not. We have one checking account. I have a debit card. He will have a debit card. And we will both be swiping away. We have the money up front for the month. And anytime we look at the account, that's exactly the amount of money that we have left to spend. So that will be extremely helpful for the both of us. Like, honestly, my shoulders are I didn't even realize how much my shoulders were at literally my earlobes. It's insane. So finally, so that's been really exciting, getting everything organized, finding different line items for things that are, coming up, whether that's gifts or anniversaries or even a visa process that we're going through. So some paperwork or just some miscellaneous expenses that are upcoming that are not typical. So now we're able to really plan for that. So I'm like extremely excited. I know I just keep saying that, but until you're fighting with someone for years, like this is a big deal. This is a really, really, really big deal. So I'm really happy about this. Let me see what else. Let's see what I have on my list here, because I did write some stuff down. Oh, okay. So let's see. Another thing that is a little bit new is that I am just running around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to breastfeed and also do a million jobs and do them well and have a passion project like this podcast. And it's just not working. I have officially first of all, I'm over the 6-month mark of exclusively breastfeeding, thank God. But something in me has really just been like wanting to stop, but feeling guilty about stopping. So what I think is going to wind up happening is, since my milk is starting to significantly decrease, we're going to try and supplement at least some different formulas for the baby and have her like do maybe like a half and half situation. But that will actually impact our budget a lot, because up until this point, we haven't actually at all spent money on formula. And I was just looking at the formula prices. I'm like, oh my God, this is what they mean when they say that like babies are expensive. Like, this is nuts. This is crazy. So I think I was looking at this like formula, and I'll have to do the math when we go into like a deep dive of the budget. But basically it's like one of those boxes is like $35. And it's like, if this was all she was eating, that's already like at least $70 or $100 just on that one item. And that's food, not including diapers, wipes, cream, any, medicine or vitamins. So it's just like, I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I getting myself into? But you know what? We'll see. We'll see what happens. So that's something significant that, I'm kind of going through and experiencing. And then the last thing is that we decided to get a car. I know what you're saying. Like, what, bitch? Aren't you broke? Yes, we're broke. But at the end of the day, we were really spending about $250 on a month on Ubers and being like extremely limited where we live. And much to my surprise, like I fought this for months and months. And because, the whole Dave Ramsey, you can't afford it. And just, until you're completely out and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, we did it. We got the car, we financed it. And I will also be able to do a deep dive into that, how much it really cost us for this new vehicle. But honestly, our quality of life has significantly increased, and we're actually now able to use that car and do different like gig work, right? Like Instacart, Grubhub, DoorDash, like honestly, really, you name it. And so that has become a source of actually making us money. So I'm actually really I am pleasantly surprised with the situation. So this is just something I didn't really think. Sometimes when you do hear about gig work, you're like, okay, well, they're not factoring the taxes, they're not factoring in the maintenance or the gas and etc. But once we really sit down and do the numbers, we're like ahead by a lot. It's very significant. So I'm really excited about all of this. And so I just wanted to kind of give you guys a quick update about where did this broke bitch go? This unidentified broke bitch, I should say. But still here, still doing this thing. But now I am so excited to be getting really into the meat of paying off this debt and bringing you guys along with my journey. So I am so excited. I'm ready. I'm really, really ready. I hope you're ready too. I will see you guys in the next video where we will go through my budget. Goodbye.